Good morning, everybody. Mike Vacchi, PrincetonTrader.com with your Wednesday morning pre-market webcast. Okay, a couple important things that are happening today. You've got Ben Bernanke's testimony at 10 o'clock, and you've got a market that is starting to make lower lows relative to the prior day low. We've talked about this for the last week or so. It's been as true in oil as it has been in the mini. We've been waiting for the market to trade below the prior day low. That happened yesterday versus the low on Monday, and it's already happened tonight as we traded down as low as 65.75 versus yesterday's low of 66.5. This is how this is how pullbacks begin. Now, I'm not saying that there's going to be any significant pullback beyond 1650. I do think that 1650, this high in this area right here, this high that we then broke out above, that this area needs to be tested. And the way I see it, we really are setting up for Bernanke to say something today that the market is not going to like. That's what the chart tells me. What he actually says and what the questions are, we'll have to see. And, his testimony will come out of embargo. He testifies at 10 o'clock. The most interesting thing for me about Humphrey Hawkins' testimony is the question and answer. Because you never know what these guys are going to ask, and you never know in the heat of the moment what he could reveal in an answer. So this is going to be a longer process than just releasing a speech. But if we do pull back, 1650 is my first target. If 1650 breaks with some authority, then you're really looking at a move down to the middle band, which has now become essentially a double moving average. 20-day simple, your middle band, and the 50-day exponential moving average, and those are coming out around 1625. Now, let's talk about the other side of the coin. What if Bernanke says something that the market really likes? Well, then you better look out if you're short, because we've already moved down from 79 down as low as 65.75. So we've pulled back essentially 14 handles. That is enough of a reload to really go ahead and break out and test 85 without much issue. So if Bernanke says something the market likes, I would expect a decent little rally today. So if you're flat, and I'm flat, you're in a tough spot. Well, you're not in a tough spot because you're not losing any money. If you're swing short from 3 weeks ago, you're in a tough spot. But you can't. Shorting here is doable. You've got a double pivot today at 1672.5, which coincides basically with the high of the day. If that area gets tested and holds, you can do a short entry there with a reasonable stop above and see if that can hold out. If we dip off of Bernanke, but this prior low holds down in the area of 65.75, that's potentially a buy zone. But right now, 2.5 hours before the testimony, you really need to just sit on your hands and wait it out and see what the day reveals. But those are the levels I'm looking at depending on what we get out of Bernanke today. Don't forget, 2 o'clock, beige book. Okay, depending on what that says, that can always be a market mover too. So keep an eye on that. It's going to be a headline day today. So, just a few things to keep in mind as you're trying to navigate these things. Purely technically, probably a little pop off the open, and we do a low off of Bernanke. Then the question becomes, do we start making lower lows after the low off of Bernanke, or is that low from Bernanke a reaction low that gets bought and we stair step higher? So keep an eye on all of that and have a fantastic trading day. Mike Vacchi, PrincetonTrader.com. I'll be back tomorrow morning with another webcast. Trade 'em well.